Let's move on to Dr. Corrie as the author.
Okay.
What inspired you to write about empathy in leadership? Is there a personal experience from your past life that probably got you into it, that I should do something about it, I should be writing more about it, I should be doing more research about it?
Yeah, all of my products or all of my books actually are a product of my irritation with the world. I become extremely irritated with something and then I write a book about it. So this one was my irritation with the fact that the highest potential quality of relationship we have between humans is intentionally exiled from the place where we spend the most time with other people. That doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
And love as an evolutionary psychological construct was a best practice for survival. Your ancestors knew who loved them and knew who didn't. And that's how they earned you the right to be born. And that's what we've kicked out of our organizations, right? We're spending all of this time. Most of us spend more time with our companies than we do with our own families. And yet we actively eliminate the highest potential quality of relationship from those domains. And that didn't make sense to me. It just didn't seem to me to be either effective or profitable. And I proved both, that it's not as effective and it's not as profitable. You just have to look in history to see this, right? People will work hard for a leader they fear. They will, okay? But they will fight for a leader they respect, and they will kill and die for a leader that they love, especially one that they know for a fact loves them back. Okay? That's discretionary effort. I recently had a conversation not so long ago. It's on my YouTube channel. It's an interview with a former U.S. battalion commander. And I was talking to him about love in the military because after teaching about love at work, it was common to have people say, "Oh, we don't want to bring love into the office. It's too soft. It's a soft skill, or it's unmanly." I've had that. It's unmanly to love people at work, and it's not. It flies in the face of hierarchy. It means that everybody's equal. If then where's the hierarchy? So I was like, no. I'm going to talk to Frank about this because it seems to me that in a military organization, that's where you are asking for the highest level of discretionary effort. Okay, it's not an extra hour on a weekday. It's not putting in a weekend from time to time. You're asking people to put their lives on the line, literally, their lives. That is discretionary effort. So what role does love play in building the kind of belonging, shared values, empathy, respect, all the stuff we read about in leadership books? All of that is elevated when you're asking people to put their lives on the line for each other. And that's what you end up with in a platoon, is you end up with men and women who are willing to lie themselves down on a grenade to save the other people in their platoon. It makes no sense unless they love each other. Even if they don't say the word out loud, which most of them do, by the way.
Yeah.
You'll find grown men with massive muscles, okay, lifting incredible things, telling each other that they love each other. And not only that they love each other now, but I love you so much that if you die, I will love you after death by taking care of your family. That's the kind of loyalty that you see in those organizations. Now imagine that in an executive committee,
right,
in a major multinational conglomerate. What could happen? What could happen if that was the level of trust and care and respect and discretionary effort, is if you have an executive committee or a board of directors saying to each other, I love you straight to death, and I will care for your family if you pass out during our board meeting today. Like that is the highest level of discretionary effort. And that's how I ended up writing the book, because I got frustrated with people saying that it didn't belong. It's unprofessional. It's deeply unprofessional to love people at work. And I think I think we got it wrong. I think we got it wrong.
You absolutely created the wow moment of this podcast. Can we see the lines again? People would work for you out of fear.
Yes.
People would fight for you if they like and respect you.
Yes.
But they would kill and die for you if they love you as a leader.
That's correct.
Fantastic way of summarizing.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. Look, through all of human history, this is the truth. Okay? Love isn't a spiritual concept. It is an evolutionary psychological shortcut for survival that bonds us to each other so that we know who to trust. Who's got your back when nobody's looking?
I think more beyond the topic of discussion right now, I genuinely feel that a lot of boardrooms need to listen to you.
I agree.
And I think beyond your book, I think it is extremely important that this message goes out. So, so what you have and what you're preaching from your experience and through your books, is something that everybody should have. So
You'd be shocked though. It's sometimes it's really hard for people to grab onto. Like even if I show them the science. So I'm like, well, I have to tell you, a major global multinational bank called me to do an executive offsite. So we had 17 GCXOs and CXOs for
right.
this bank. And I won't tell you the name of the bank, but we had a great time, right? And I was doing a leadership workshop for them, walked them through the 5 steps of love at work and the rationale behind love at work and some of the ways that they can express empathy on their teams, even if they don't use the word. This is how you recognize love, and this is how you encourage it and how you develop it in your people. The GCEO, global CEO for this bank, says to me about, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half in, 2 hours in, he says, Dr. Corrie, what if we don't want to do it? I said, what do you mean? He says, the whole love at work thing. What if we're uncomfortable with that and we don't want to do it? And I said, well, you don't have to, but the science is really clear. Your people will live happier, healthier, longer lives, and your bank will make more money. Right? So if you don't want to do it, it's because you value something more than people and more than money. Your shareholders might want to know what that is. I'm certainly very curious. That was it. End of discussion. And then the GCFO was like, okay, we get it. We get it. This is definitely something that we've not tapped into before.